Okay, so I'm going to make a quick video as to how to wire this this rain light onto a motorcycle and have it switch from the handlebar. I ordered this kit which comes with a switch, the rain light, and a fuse loop, basically, not a fruit loop, a fuse loop. The idea being, a lot of people obviously put that on the handlebar so it's switchable, put it out the rear of the bike, and then run a wire all the way from front to back, picking up through the fuse somehow, and then linking into a power feed, either the battery and that kind of thing. But I read a really cool tip online from this chap called Lecky Guy. Talks about rain light tips for a simple wiring installation. I don't know if you can read that, hopefully you can. And says essentially what you can do is you can pick up, as long as you're using a standard wiring loom, which I kind of am now. You can see how I've sort of chopped this about a little bit, put a new battery in, it's a much smaller battery, and just put a rest of the loom, sort of tucked it in this new subframe. Basically, it's rather attractive and expensive new subframe. And you can see where the old light wires terminate out. Now they used to come out into this chocolate block connector, and then they connect into the light cluster, which is now all gone. That rear fairing, the standard fairing's gone. And these are the three wires. So you've got a kind of brown and black, and then you've got black and white and black. White and black obviously is where the white predominates, and black and white is where the black predominates in the wire itself. You can just see. And I also found online this SV650 wiring diagram, which is really helpful. And if you have a quick look at the back here, you can just see where it talks about the rear combination light. It's got those colours going into it, so that proves that those colours are the right ones. And the thing that this guy gave, the tip that this chap gave here as well, was he said that essentially if you wire it into the front brake light, off the brake switch, if you like, off the front brake, it will make you a live connection through to the light, and then it will be switchable. If you put the switch into that front brake switch, that will pick up the live, and it'll also be switchable from that switch. It's kind of a little bit skeptical, as were some of the people who followed in the forum, but it kind of makes sense because as this one here loops from here at the back here, rear combination light, the black and white goes out to I think it goes out to somewhere like here. Yeah, it goes out the handlebar switch, the black and white. I won't trace it through, but just trust me, it does. But the white and black, which is the positive, actually, I couldn't believe it, it goes up to the front brake switch, just up there. So just like he said, if you trace it on the diagram, you can see. And as it does, you can just see it W/B. It turns into a black and blue cable, and there's a black and red one in there too, and that basically becomes your feed. It becomes your positive and your negative. So essentially this is what I cut off. I mean, I cut this off a little while ago when I was reconfiguring the handlebars and one thing or another, because I was fitting a quick action throttle. This is the switch that activates the front brake, but you can just, I don't know if you can see on this crappy camera, there's the red and black, and there's the black and the blue and black. So I was super chuffed with that, and it traced back accordingly. So again, proven by the fact that there's the colours there. And when I went forward of the bike, now a lot of the bike's missing because the forks are off, and I had a bit of a job finding this because I'd already cut these down. I actually managed to find the red and the black and the blue and the black. They were in a bit of shrink wrap here, running through here out to this switch cluster here, which is actually I've got on the left these days, but it used to be on the right of the bike. I moved it to the left because I couldn't quite accommodate the quick action throttle, but I'm going to move it back for this build in any case, because I think it works better on the right. And I'm a bit concerned that the scrutineers might say that your kill switch needs to be on the right, because that's typically where it is, so I don't want to fall foul of that. So that'll go back on the right. But like I said, I managed to pull this out of the shrink wrap, this black and red, and here it is. And I've proved it already, and I'll prove it for you now. So I'll make a quick make a few connections, and I'll show you how it all hangs together. But it's pretty smart actually, and I'm super chuffed with it because it makes life very easy. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so welcome back to the part two, kind of part two. So what I've done now, you see this is just to prove it really. Obviously I'm not leaving it like that. I've put the light in here, and I've run the red wire from this light through to what is the white and black, as I showed you earlier, and that's the positive. And I've run the black wire through from the light to the black and white, which presumably is a negative. I'm not sure polarity wise, I think it is. That's certainly what the guy says in the forum. And of course that all runs through the bike in a standard loom. I need to worry about that. That's all powered, it's all protected by the fuses. Some of the fuses are in here, I think. Well, there are some in there, yeah. And so I don't need to worry about running any wiring. I've just connected up to the old light. And then I pick up this the old rear light, and I pick up this red and black here, and I've put that into the green in the switch, which I'm presuming is a negative. I've kind of kept a type, and then what was white and black in the switch I've put to the white and to the black and blue, sorry, which, as I said before, the white and black from the back, which was the positive, turned into black and blue when it went into the switch, the front brake lever switch, as I showed you on that wiring diagram. So the bike ignition's off, and I've left the switch in the off position as well. You can just about see that. Yeah, this camera's a bit crap, so is my eyesight. So I've left that in the off position. So if I power up the bike now, you see the bike's not powered up. If I power up the bike, and so the bike's now powered up and the switch isn't there, I'm just going to toggle this switch now to on. And as I do it, I'll just try and keep this in the background. You should be able to see as I toggle it on. Bingo, on comes your rain lights. You got it right on your handlebar now. Perfect. On off, so if it starts raining in a race, you can switch that on. You don't need to worry about it being permanently on or whatever. Absolutely brilliant. And then obviously I'm going to tidy the wiring, put it in maybe a bit of shrink wrap or a bit of I don't know, what's that tape called? You know what I mean. Put in a bit of tape, tidy it all nice and neat, route it nicely. Again, route all this. And in fact, actually, I've already started to drill this, which will go, it'll just sit right in there on a little piece of plastic bracket I've made up. It'll sit on there, and then it'll route through here, through this gap, into here, and I'll pick it up with these wires. So yeah, I'm super chuffed with that, and I kind of shared that with you because I figured that there's so much great advice out there that I've had to kind of sort of data mine it and go looking for it. And sometimes you read something that's really helpful, but it's just useful to see it in practice. So I thought I'd show you how I got on this morning after a bit of research, and I think it's such a great tip. Hopefully people will find this video useful, and it'll help them get it done more easily. Okay,